machine that executes at the highest level.
That's where we focus on billions of dollars in real estate.
The chasing business, now all of a sudden I was attracting it.
You're going to get a lot of no's before you get that first yes.
You're not doing it consistently.
You're everywhere all the time. People will take you.
You have to outproduce your problems.
It has everything to do with the mindset and the discipline.
Don't try to be making a withdrawal before you've made a deposit.
Focusing on the quality, not the quantity.
Continue to move forward and grow.
What is up, Every Agent Wins fam? Today we have another fantastic show. We're going to be talking about the art of the story. Now we're talking about the art of the story with Mr. Timothy Morgan, owner of Giver Marketing. He's based out of Sacramento, California. We're going to be talking about telling your story through either video or social media and realizing that that separates you from the pack. And do you know, we're going to try and figure out, do you know your vision? It is your vision connected to your why. We also want to find out, how are you helping people? Timothy Morgan's going to be talking about all of this stuff. So stick around, check it out, and we'll be back after these messages.
So you're a new agent. You don't know where to start. You've done typical agent things like cold calling.
Have you ever thought of selling your home? Hello? Tom?
Hi, looking to sell your home?
And doing open houses. You're not making any progress. So you download the Bellwood Agent and you follow directions provided. You find a seller. Bellwood likes the house. Within a few days, you get an accepted contract. You show the house. Bellwood buys the house. You get paid. You relist the property once flipped. You sell the property. You get paid again. You did this with no knowledge or experience. Rinse and repeat.
Hey, Tom. Still looking to sell your home? Bellwood's buying.
What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is Ronnie, and this is the Every Agent Wins show. We have a doozy today, Mr. Timothy Morgan. What's going on, man? Out of Giver Marketing. How are you, brother?
Ronnie, it's good to be here, man. I'm so excited. It's super fun.
Oh man, you are, and we've talked a couple times, and I know you personally through some other Zooms and groups and things like that. But it was so nice to really get to know you even deeper, man. You are a good dude. I know you're a faith-based dude, and you are a family guy, which I am that's so awesome, man. Your family's beautiful, brother. How are you?
Thanks. I'm doing good. I'm so excited to just be able to add some value and just help and do whatever I can. This is going to be great.
Man, so I did a little research on you, and from some contacts that I have, I heard you are the highest rated marketing coach on the planet.
Hey, when you're in the coaching world and you're helping people, untangle their frustrations and different things when it comes to marketing, it's just an honor and a privilege to be able to help people kind of generate more revenue and do all that. So it's a privilege.
Dude, you're killing it, man. I appreciate it. And I thank you for taking some time to come on this and add some value to this network. What we're doing is we're really trying to just boost any real estate agent's business, whether it's digital marketing, which you're here for, and top producers. We got video folks, and then we have the top coaches throughout the land, man. So I appreciate you taking some time. Tell me a little bit about your story, man. And I know we're going to dive into this a little deeper because this is so important. Where you came from, where you're at now, and how you got there.
Yeah, it's kind of funny you asked that question because this is one of the only things that really, separates us from others. And we'll probably chat more later on that. But a little bit about me is I was in the nonprofit world for years. I bought, built, sold micro businesses. And I was looking for marketing professionals to kind of come alongside and help us grow our organizations. And it was just super frustrating. We either would have to pay a high retainer fee for an agency, or it was a shot in the dark to see who would actually produce results because, somebody recommended their cousin or somebody. And it's just, same in your world, man. Like, you got to know who you're working with and that they're professional. And it was just really difficult to find that reasonably priced service, and ultimately also a trusted voice that you could actually take their advice to the bank. So anyway, just kind of ended up starting the marketing company to fulfill that need. And after years of kind of growing these organizations, just kind of did more of a marketing 101 for small business owners to start with. We thought it was just going to be a typical agency that just had a reasonable cost and made it really simple and easy and not really complex, and just produce really good results. And we did that. We ended up building websites, managing social media, doing all that kind of thing. But long story shorter, ended up finding out that people wanted coaching, so they knew why they were making the decisions they wanted. They were making. So I said, okay, that's fine. We'll go ahead and just kind of package this up with some coaching to help take you to even another level. And before you knew it, everybody started raving about us online, about the coaching piece. And now we're the coaching first marketing agency that leads with good advice. And then if somebody wants to purchase products or services of some kind, then yeah, we'll build the website, manage the social media, and doing all these kind of things if they're on track with the strategy that we put together. If they're not, then they don't get the done for you services released. It's not something we offer one-off. And so that's a little bit of an interesting ride there. And so now here we are helping companies, causes, community leaders, bringing positive attention to their efforts and making sure the good word gets out there, man.
Dude, what I really, really like and respect about you is that you add value and you don't ask for business, right? You don't have to go out there and go ask for it. It comes to you because of the person that you are, and you're out and you're doing, I mean, you even helped me on my LinkedIn and things like that. My cover page wasn't centered. You're like, hey man, as a valuable tip, this is what I do anyways, but here, change this, man. It makes you look more professional, and that's what matters, right? So, and you're telling me you tell a story, right? You tell a story with your whole life, right? And that's why people work with you. And I know that's what you pride yourself on, is telling that story, and that's what you guys teach in your industry or in your agency. Tell me a little bit more about the art of the story.
Super, super good question, because some of these simple but powerful and potent conversation points can be game changers for a business, especially if you've been around for a little while. You know what you're doing, you're a professional, but for some reason you're not being remembered. People aren't remembering the fact that you're around, and they end up hiring some random person that just happened to follow up with them one day or whatever. And I know that's a big deal in your industry. I understand it, because we coach all different kinds of industries in the same kind of thing. So the art of story, again, it's the only thing that really separates you from the herd. It's the only thing that makes you different. It's the only true differentiator, if you want to think about it that way. So think about story in this way on a basic level. Side note, there's advanced versions of this. Like, look up Story Brand by Donald Miller. Look up the art and science of telling a story physiologically and what it does to our brain. Like, that's all deeper stuff. But at the basic level, if you can remember nothing else, tell people about your background with an aha moment, just like you heard just a second ago from me and from your other guests.
So hold on. I want to stop you real quick, and I want you to come back to this. But if you're watching this, take this and create a video about it.
Yes.
Right? You want people to know who you are, give them information of who you are, and make a video about it and have that aha moment and what makes you special and different.
Yep.
All right. So get back to that, dude. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I thought that would be super valuable for somebody to do.
By the way, if you do that, you've completed assignment number 1 in our coaching program. It's a 1-minute video of your story.
And I didn't even know you were going to say that.
That's right. You're reading my mail, brother. So here's step number 1. It's an origin story, not an elevator pitch. Remember that. It's an origin story, not an elevator pitch. That's kind of philosophy number 1 going into it, okay?
Mhm.
Background with aha moment. I need to know your background with an aha moment. My aha moment is I couldn't find a marketing company that was reasonably priced, and I knew they did good work. That was my that was my pain, frustration, and aha moment. I had multiple aha moments, but that's kind of the main thing that drove me to do what I do. Then you tell why and how you do what you do to help others. You don't tell them what you do. You tell them why and how you do what you do to help others. So kind of this idea of being able to help spread the word about good causes and companies doing good in the world and all this, that's my why. Our vision as a company, just to kind of throw this in there kind of for fun conversation, is a world of generous movements people know about. That's the big
mission statement.
That's more like the vision. Our mission is bringing positive attention to the causes and companies doing good in the world. That's our role in the bigger grand narrative, right? So our role is bringing positive attention toward those causes and companies. Well, with that comes this understanding that your story has to have a why in it. Otherwise, it's not that compelling. And quite frankly, I may or may not contact you.
I think that's the root of everything, right? I mean, that's why people are interested in you, because you have a reason for doing something. Like, I mean, obviously your why is your family, and that's a huge piece. I mean, maybe it is your faith or whatever, but you have to get down and realize what that is before you can move forward with your other mission.
Yeah, if a vision is not connected to a why, you don't have a strong vision. It will change too often. Mm-hmm. And so if you can incorporate some kind of language that gives people a purpose or a why or a mission or a something in that story, which is the second part. First part is background with aha moment. Second part is your why and how you help others. And notice you don't necessarily have to go too deep into the business to do this. People do business with people, not with logos or company names. They do business with people.
That's
so you have to tell them your story.
That's a lot of, and a lot of agents, when they like switch brokerages or something like that, they're so worried about the brand and everything like that. And brand's important. Don't get me wrong. There's good things to branding, but they're doing business with you. That's 100%. No ifs, ands, or buts. They are doing business with you. I put signs in the yard many times, and people said, "Oh, what company are you with?" They don't care. They don't care. They care about me, right? They care about if I'm going to get them top dollar for their house and take care of them. That's it.
We're in a world of personal brand. Trump's corporate brand all day long. It eats it for lunch if you do it well. But I will say this, at some point, your company can outgrow your personal brand. So the first several years of your company, it's all personal brand.
Yeah.
And if some brokers are listening to this and they're going to get upset, look, just know this with your team. It's all about each one of your team members' personal brand that will generate the most amount of traction and revenue and sustainability for your corporate brand to continue. And so whether you're this team or that team or the whatever on this corner with this building and this sign, you have to enhance the personal brand for the first several years. Otherwise, you will not have a recognizable brand in the community from a corporate level. You won't.
Well, and you have to pour into those people that are growing your brand, right? So throw gas on their fire, and your fire gets bigger. It's a huge 100%. Fire, right?
100%.
Yeah, I love what you're doing.
So that personal brand requires a personal story. It's not optional. Like Coach Ronnie just said, Go make yourself a video. Even if it's not good, it's better than not having your story out there. Just tell the story.
I love it, man.
Origin story.
Origin
Don't pitch
story.
anything.
Yes. Value. Lead with value. All right. So I want to pick your brain, bro, because you have so much knowledge. Give me one thing someone can take away from this video right now and implement into their business to go get more clients and make more money.
All right. So first of all, we all know we need to do revenue generating activity. We all know this. We're in business. This isn't a hobby. This is something that we're actually wanting to make some money doing. If you can dial in 4 pieces of your marketing efforts and strategy, you will be top 5% of your industry. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. And a coach, consultant, collaborated with thousands of companies and causes all over the planet, okay? International, national, everywhere. This is the common thread through all of them. This is what we train on. It's our signature process. We certify other marketing professionals to train in this, all this kind of stuff. Here's the 4 pieces. Write it down. Branding is number 1, which we already touched on a little bit. We can go deeper on that in a minute. Branding is number 1. If you don't get your brand dialed in, you do not have permission to go to the next step. You have to get it to a certain level. Otherwise, don't waste your time on these other 3 that I'm going to share with you. Okay? Let's just make that really clear. These are in order. Some lists are not in order. This one is. Branding to at least a level you're proud of. At least that. Okay? Personal brand. Then you need to become visible. So visibility is the second piece. If you're the best kept secret in town, I don't care how good you're dressed up. Doesn't matter.
That's interesting.
So once you're branded, then you have the right to become visible. Number 3 is promotion. This is the sexy part of business. This is the getting the word out. This is where the ego comes out. It's fun. This is exciting. We're going to change the world and impact and get the word out. This is good. This is the fun part of marketing, right? This is the, to some extent, it's not even as technical as some of the other parts. This is the easy part, promotion. So basically, once you are branded and visible, you have the right to spend time and money on promoting yourself. How many of us get it backwards?
Everyone.
Let's be honest.
99%.
Everyone. That's right. So let's just think about this as part of a strategy. You can implement this today in your business right now. Mm-hmm. Dial in your branding, get yourself visible, start promoting well, track your results. That's a big deal. Then create a little mini system. We call it a follow-up system. In our company, the 4th piece is called nurturing because it incorporates not only the follow-up system, but some other things. But branding, visibility, promotion, and nurturing. Somehow you have to nurture those conversations that are coming in. We don't even call them leads anymore because you can buy leads for $1. They're almost worthless. We call them conversations with your audience. If you can nurture the conversations with your audience, you will make 3 times as much as the next person who doesn't.
That's valuable stuff. And you're seeing there's a lot of people that go backwards on that. And they think, oh, just promote. What the hell are you promoting? What are you promoting? You don't have anything to promote. You're promoting yourself. You need to build that story, build that brand, then go out and be visible. And by the way, I wanted you to dive a little bit into how do they get visible, right? Is it social media?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Is it going out and put out signs? Like, give us some tactics on how to be visible.
Visibility is very technical in today's world because we're an online world, right?
Right.
Step number 1 in visibility, if you just want a practical step, and the whole idea is just make it so people can find you in 3 seconds or less.
Right. Internet.
That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Visibility could also include like where you're located and how often you're driving around town too, and signage and different things like that. Look, that's part of visibility. But for today's purposes, digital visibility, okay? Make sure you have a Google My Business listing for your brand, not for the corporate brand. Now, depending on what the rules are of your particular outfit and your group, you just ask permission or ask for forgiveness or whatever you need to do. Get yourself a personal Google My Business listing, and you as a real estate professional or whatever it is. So make sure you have real estate on Google My Business somehow. And if it's corporate name dash your name, that's fine. Do whatever you need to do to get your name on Google My Business.
Huge.
That is worth tens of thousands of dollars, and it's free. Figure it out. Google My Business. Figure it out. Like, get it done today. If you can do that, you will get much more visibility than the next person. Once you do that, you can check that information on Google My Business against all the other listings on the internet. And now you have what is called Search Engine Optimization Foundation. Search Engine Optimization, SEO, Foundation. There's so many companies that will sell you SEO, but they forget to make sure you're listed properly and correctly so that you play nice with Google and don't get penalized.
Now, is that something that you guys do?
Absolutely. We have a gal named Visibility Vicky on our team. We have dozens of professionals that work together and helping clients so that we don't have to charge very much. So Visibility Vicky and others in our team will help make sure you're listed properly and you don't confuse the... Imagine somebody goes from one brokerage to another and they still have some listings on another brokerage. Confusing at best. If somebody's been at 2 or 3 different brokerages over the last 12 years and they forgot to update their stuff online, am I going to call them to list my house? That's confusing at best.
Right.
And if not, it's actually pushing people away.
It's interesting.
Because
That's interesting. So I think what you're trying to say is
it's not consistent.
It's a non-negotiable to not, if you're in this industry, to not have a Google My Business page. And if you don't have one, go get it today, right now, right after this.
You're welcome. It's worth tens of thousands of dollars.
I love it, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. And just Google it, right? So I wanted to dive, and you and I had talked a little bit about the 5 senses, right? How you utilize, yes. So how do you utilize, what is it? The taste, touch, smell, and feel? What is
Sight, sound, smell, taste, touch is how I remember it. Different people remember it different ways, but just look up 5 senses if you forget. But sight, sound, smell, taste, touch.
Taste, touch. There you go. Yes. So how are you implementing that into somebody's business? Because I know that's a big push of yours.
So if you define marketing as pre-sales communication, which that's what it is, it's everything that happens before the sales appointment. Or the transactional commitment conversation, if you want to think of it that way.
Sure.
Then what people experience before the sales appointment or before the transaction is all a part of your brand, it's a part of your marketing, it's a part of your strategy, and it all falls under the category of the 5 senses. So technically, marketing, specifically branding, to stay on that theme, is the sum total of what others experience about you and your company before they make a buying decision, which is the 5 senses. Everything they see, everything they hear, everything they touch, everything. Like you and I were talking about, what was it, an apple pie or something, Ronnie?
Right. So yeah, you brought that up to me and I was like, look, man, this is super interesting because I didn't even know I was doing this, but I was doing it, right? So, and that was, I guess, just instinct, or my wife's helping me, so it's going to be good. I don't know, but I'm going to go deliver pies or have them delivered or however it is to a client, right? And I'm going to have them look good because my wife's helping me. It's going to look good. It's going to be packaged nice. It's going to taste good because it's from an amazing place. It's going to look good. It's going to touch. The touch is going to be big. The box is going to be really nice. And all 5 senses is going to look good. Everything. All of them are hit.
Everything. All of them. You think that's not a small thing. Ronnie's the guy that gave me the apple pie. Like, honestly, like that kind of stuff is what corporations wish from a high level they could implement more effectively nationwide or whatever it is. That's what the mom and pops businesses of the world need to learn from corporations with their systems. But corporations need to learn from the mom and pops when it comes to these kind of personal touches that embrace all the 5 senses in such a way that you are the most memorable person in that moment that you could ever ask for.
I'm interviewing top producers on this show, and I've had people that are doing 200, 300, hundreds of deals, and they all lead with this. They all lead with it. They all lead with experience, right? Presentation, giving back, all of this, all packaged into one. And there's a reason why they are amazing and doing such high level that most people watching this show would only dream of being at that level.
What they've done, probably, if my guess is right, they've turned their instincts into a system.
That's interesting. Say it again.
Well, you and I, Ronnie, were talking about just your instincts and some of your leadership and some different things earlier. And the more we turn those God-given, honed-in instincts into a mini system within our company, the less stressed we're going to be, and the more revenue we're going to make, and the more impact we're going to be able to have on this world. So the fact that we just go and just fly by the seat of our pants and try to close 10 deals or whatever we're going to do that year is get in another industry, like do something else, work for somebody else, get a regular job somewhere, because that's not what this game's about.
Right, man. And those people that are doing such high level, it's all thought out. There's a mastermind behind every single step. And that's what we're all striving to get up to that. So thank you for pointing that out, that the little details and things and the psychology behind things really matter. But, and I also want to ask you another question. I'm big on following people that can change your life or give you a little knowledge or even mindset or whatever, it's yoga or whatever. Give me somebody that someone can go follow today that could potentially go change their life tomorrow.
I think from a leadership perspective, some of the most influential people might include John Maxwell.
Okay.
If you just Google John Maxwell, he's considered one of the top leadership coaches, trainers, advisors, mentors in the world. He has a lot of accessible content.
John Maxwell. I'm going to write that one down.
John Maxwell.
Okay.
And then one of my personal favorite who influenced the name of our company is a guy named Bob Burg, B-U-R-G. Bob Burg. I think I spelled it. Yeah, B-U-R-G. Yeah. And he is like the original gangster of relationship marketing and sales. He wrote a book called, he's he even kind of dressed like you don't want to mess with this guy, right? So you look him up and you'll see a a book series called Go Giver. And that was the influence for our name.
Wow.
And we've had some conversations between him and my team and his team and difference, and we're hoping to be able to connect a little bit more. But his influence on the whole marketing and sales industry is way underrated. He's one of those people that, he has the name Giver in his book. Like, who does that? Like, that's awesome. So we ended up just embracing that, along with another guy named Adam Grant, who's a little bit more nerdy, that wrote a book called Give and Take. He's one of those like top 40 under 40 at Wharton Business School, like just genius. So there's a couple of names there, but John Maxwell, when it comes to leadership, it's just so, I'm simple in that I want to be able to apply everything that I learn today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have to overthink it. So more information is not what we need, Ronnie. I think you and I can agree on that. We need good information that we can apply today, not more information randomly.
Yeah.
So
there's a such thing as too much information. System overload.
Too much information that may not all even be good information for that matter. Like, we're in the information age. So the quality of your guests and conversations and questions and how it's being applied today, that's the key to growth. The key to growth is not information. It's good information applied.
That's good. That's good, man. I like that. Thank you so much. And I really, truly appreciate you coming on, man. You were an amazing guest, adding a ton of value. So tell me, man, I know somebody is going to want to speak with you. Give me an outlet how they can either follow you or find out more about you if they want to talk to you a little bit more.
I mean, because of our branding and visibility and all the other things we talked about today, you can Google Giver Marketing. But really, one of the best ways, if you mention Ronnie, I'll know exactly who you're talking about, because there's no other Ronnie like this Ronnie.
Yeah, baby.
But if you mention Ronnie in a LinkedIn message to me personally, look up Timothy Morgan on LinkedIn, say, hey, Ronnie recommended I connect with you. You're going to go right to the top of the list. We'll get you a free little mini conversation, probably 10 minutes, just see what you're doing, try to get you a couple of tips and point you in the right direction, just encourage you. A world of generous movements people know about. That's all I care. That's all I care. That's what I want to see.
I love it, man. Thank you. Thank you so much, Timothy, man. You were a blast to have, and you just gave so much value, which I love, man. So thanks, brother. I appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
Appreciate it.
Take care.